remarkable gathering of scholars, artists, enthusiasts dedicated to exploring the depth of performing arts with a special focus on evolving trends and practices in dance. We are privileged to have with us today Dr. H. Anjali Mishra and Ms. Pranita Biwaji Rama as our chairpersons for the session, and Dr. Ranjana Upadhyay as our esteemed observer. Before we start with the session, I request our chairpersons, observer, and head of the department, Dr. Vidhinagar, Premchand Hambal sir, to come and offer flowers to the Malaviya ji sir. I would request, now I would request our head of the department, Dr. Vidhinagar, to honor our chairpersons, Dr. Anjali Mishra, by offering her the memento and the shawl. Dr. Anjali Mishra has been a faculty member in University of Visual and Performing Arts, Colombo since 2006 till present, and she's teaching there at various levels, including being a head of the department for the Department of Indian and Asian Dances in the University of Colombo. Now I request Dr. Vidhinagar to honor Ms. Pranita Biwaji Rama. She holds a master's degree in performing arts, Kathak, from Banaras Hindu University. She was initiated to Kathak by late Ms. Kamal Nankishore at the age of 7, and she was trained under Guru, late Professor Ranjana Srivastava, and also Dr. Vidhinagar and Uma Bhattacharya. She has been awarded the ICCR scholarships, and having pursued both bachelor's and master's from BHU, she too is a proud alumni of BHU. At present, she continues to nurture young artists at Mahatma Gandhi Institute, Mauritius. I request Premchand Hambal sir to honor our observer of today's technical session, Dr. Ranjana Upadhyay. Dr. Ranjana Upadhyay is Assistant Professor in Kathak at Department of Dance in Faculty of Performing Arts, BHU. She has done her Masters and Bachelors in Bhatkange Lucknow Institute, and she is also a proud PhD alumni of BHU, who has authored various research papers on technical nuances of Kathak dance, its changing environment and mobilization. We are honored to have you all here today as our distinguished chairpersons and observers, ma'am. Without any further delay, I would like to start this session. First presenter of the day is Mr. Amritanath Bhattacharya. Do you have any PPT to?
grateful to Banaras Hindu University, Faculty of Performing Arts, for giving me this chance to participate in this esteemed seminar. I sincerely thank the organizers for selecting my paper and giving me the opportunity to present it here today. It is always a great joy for me to speak about my Acharya and the tradition of Marga. I truly appreciate this platform as I believe it will be a valuable opportunity for insightful dialogue and learning. As a keen explorer of performing arts and Indology, I am pleased to acknowledge the substantial scholarship on the Natyashastra and its literary traditions. However, the practical application and performative reconstruction of Marganatya, as outlined in the Natyashastra, have remained largely unexplored. It is this critical gap that my discussion seeks to address today. As Kalidasa, in his Rupaka Malavikaग्नि Mitram, has categorically mentioned that Prayoga Pradhanam hi Natyashastram, thus, it is essential to evaluate and document how present-day practitioners such as Mahamahopadhyaya Shripriya Bhattacharya, my Acharya, are going the distance to bridge the gap between theoretical comprehension and practical execution in reviving an almost forgotten theatrical art. But what is Marga? What is Marganatya basically? Marga is a Sanskrit term signifying wisdom transmitted through parampara and sampradaya. The term also implies to search or to discover. According to Natya Shastra, Natya originates transcendently from Brahma, with Nataraja incorporating dynamic movement in the form of dance. This was then conveyed to Nandikeshwara, who learned and practiced it. This divine wisdom was passed on to Bharata, who systemized it into a structured form of knowledge that enabled the creation of Natya as an audiovisual medium. This flow of universal creation was later termed as Marga. The Natya Shastra outlines that Natya was conceived as fifth Veda by Brahma, accessible to all learners, designed to inculcate dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, the purusharthas, in an all-encompassing multisensory way. Please note that multisensory way, which is very different from the Vedas we practice or we learn today. Relying on the views of Abhinavagupta, we can say that Bharata Muni boldly challenged the tenets of Manusmriti, using reason and discourse to refute its principle, and assisted Brahma and Indra in democratizing the knowledge by making it accessible to the marginalized section of the society, elevating the status of actors and artists to a place of honor. Through his exploration of theatre, Bharata delved into the synthesis and science of all artistic and craft traditions in India. But what is extra-daily, and what is that extra-daily legacy of Marganatya? My Acharya's effort in reconstructing Marganatya align with this fact, faith, and value which we have discussed right now, the Adhibhautika reality, the Adhyatmika reality, and the Adhidaivika reality embedded in the tradition. He perceives Marganatya as far more than a performing art. He views it as a multidimensional process integrating Geetam, Sangeetam, Vadyam, and Nrityam. Hence, Acharya has conceived an integrated approach to the artistic heritage along with the personalized development of artists, which allowed him to recreate long lost traditions and restage complex philosophical ideas in a manner that is both relevant and comprehensible to contemporary audience and creators of Indian theatre. In his view, this ancient art form holds a rare ability to lift individuals beyond the daily, the regular, and offer them an extra daily experience which we do not get, on everyday basis of alaukikatva, the extremely experience of alaukikatva. Even if for a moment the experience of rasa enables an audience to achieve brahmasvada, the taste of the absolute, akin to spiritual benefits derived from studying the Vedas, performing yagyas, or engaging in the acts of charity, as mentioned in the last chapter of Natya Shastra. He began his research with Tandava Lakshana chapter of Natya Shastra, emphasizing scripture over sculpture to uncover the essence of Bharata's teaching. This focus on textual fidelity allowed him to reconstruct dance movements and Bharata's music. During his musicological studies, he identified the Matta Kokila Veena as a central string instrument in Bharata's system. Recognizing the absence of a living tradition, he traveled to Myanmar and studied the Burmese harp, which we called Sangok, to reconstruct the Matta Kokila Veena, bridging ancient trade cultural connections which marked a pivotal moment in his holistic understanding of Bharata's integration of dance, music, and instruments. Finding the conventional focus on either textual interpretation or dance is of no help. He sees and seals the gap between academic theory and practical execution using his own hands-on and multidisciplinary method. This innovative approach has resulted in significant achievements such as the revival of Chitra Purvaranga, Karanas, traditional music instruments. His intent was not to replicate Dr. Padma Subramaniam's pioneering efforts, but to delve deeper, aiming to uncover and revive a complete dance composition that might have been performed over 2 millennia ago. In 2024, Jarjara Puja ritual incorporating elaborate choreography, sacred music, and symbolic gestures was reconstructed as a part of Shuddha Purvaranga. What we discussed earlier was Chitra Purvaranga. Now here we are discussing about Shuddha Purvaranga, which showcases the sanctity and grandeur of the ritualistic origin of Marga. His goal is not to create another classical form, but to preserve the purity of Marga as disciplined path to transcendence. Basically, what we have practiced, we had been practicing in the days of Natya Shastra, 2 millennia ago. This is what he and we, basically his disciples, are trying to reconstruct today. This philosophy is evident in his productions such as Chitra Purvaranga, Upurupaka, Bhanaka, Bhanika, Padmanka Gatha. Padmanka Gatha is an adaptation of Shudraka's Padma Pravritaka Bhana. Viraha Gatha, Samvatsara Katha, which reflect a holistic integration of Angika, Vachika, Aharya, Satvika, the fourfold Avinaya we all know. Now to conclude my topic today, I would like to mention that the essence of India lies in its timeless unity amidst diversity. This unity has been envisioned in various forms. Some call it Shiva, others call it Ananda, yet others Akasha, and Shunya as well, obviously. Through its theatrical tradition and other fine arts, India has consistently sought to convey this message of unity. Here, Kala serves as the medium with Rasa as its Adhara. Indian art values not only pratibha but also demands panditya and adhyavasaya as essential components of artistic excellence. Mahamahopadhyay Sri P.R. Bhattacharya, a figure of trustworthiness in safeguarding India's intangible cultural heritage with his pratibha, panditya and adhyavasaya, has ensured that the light of our nigamic wisdom and agamic insights continue to light the way for future generations. His initiatives, marrying scholarly rigor with artistic flair, have kept the ancient tradition of Maganatya from fading into obscurity, making it resonant in the 21st century. Ya idam shrunaya nityam proktam chedam swayam bhuva prayogam yascha kurveta prekshate chavadhanavan ya gatir ved vidusham ya gatir yagyakarinam ya gatir danashilanam tam gatim prapnuvan narha. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Amritanath. Your paper highlights why time and again a seeker of art experience goes back to Natya Shastra, because Bharata has left no stone unturned to put together the concepts that are required to bring the art experience to a Sahridaya. I request chairpersons to give their opinion about the... do you want to do it later on? Okay. Second presenter is myself. I would like to go to the third presenter, so I'll do my presentation later on. I request the third presenter of the day, Neha Kumari, to present her paper.
यहाँ उपस्थित सभी गुरुजनों को मेरा प्रणाम. My name is Neha Kumari. I am pursuing PhD under the supervision of Dr. Khileshwari Patel ma'am. My topic is the performing arts prevailing in folk traditions in the context of Northeastern tribal folk dance. India is a land of various culture, tradition, heritage, and religions, and it also has a numerous folk traditions, which includes folk music, folk dance, folk theatre, and many more. These folk traditions are not owned by any particular individual, rather they belong to a tribal community. These performances could be done for 1 hour or for whole night. It totally depends upon the moment of joy the tribal community trying to perform. They do not follow any particular text. They are free from their foundations. They are not bounded by any rules and regulations. They perform through their heart. In my presentation, I have taken 5 northeastern tribal folk dance, that is Chirao tribal folk dance from Mizoram, which is also known as bamboo dance. Then Santhali tribal folk dance from Jharkhand, and it is also found in the state of Bengal, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha. Third, Lahu tribal folk dance from Meghalaya. It is popularly danced by Pnar community. Then Tusu tribal folk dance from West Bengal. Zeliang tribal folk dance from Nagaland. So initially, these tribal folk dance used to be performed in an open air or in a village square. Then they got their chances to perform on the stages. But due to the lacking of urbanization and modernization, they got very less opportunity to perform on stage. But now we can see that our government, Ministry of Culture, and many private institutes are taking initiative to uplift these tribal communities to come in the path of performing art field. They are providing many incentives and scholarships so that they can focus on the performing art field without taking tension of the financial assistance. We can also see that every year these tribal folk dance from all over the India got chance to perform in front of the Prime Minister at Kartavya Path on the auspicious occasion of Republic Day. So these tribal folk dance have been sustained throughout the ages when there was not an influence of any internet or social media, but they have been preserving this tribal folk dance from generation to generation. And being a performing artist, it's our duty to uplift these tribal folk dance in the main performing art field. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. It is indeed very important to focus on our northeastern region, which is actually called the Prag Jyotisha. It is the British term that we got as northeastern since their capital was in Kolkata, is what I learned from the ASI Additional Director General when I got to listen to one of his lectures. And it is so important to focus on that part of India because that is very much India as well. Thank you for a wonderful paper. Now I would like to call upon Ms. Priyanka Tigga to present her paper.
यहाँ उपस्थित सभी गुरुजनों और कला साधकों को मेरा प्रणाम। मैं प्रियंका नृत्य विभाग संगीत एवं मंच कला संकाय से शोध कार्य कर रही हूँ। मेरा निर्देशन डॉक्टर खिलेश्वरी पटेल मैम के अंडर में हो रहा है। आज का जो मेरा विषय है वो है भारतीय शास्त्रीय नृत्य विरासत का डिजिटल संरक्षण। डिजिटल संरक्षण आज के आधुनिक समय का एक हिस्सा है। जैसे प्राचीन काल से ही हम देखते आ रहे हैं, जहाँ हमारी जो नृत्य कला है वो कभी मंदिरों में, राजाओं के पास और कभी ग्रंथों में, साहित्यों में संरक्षित होती आ रही है और इसी उतार चढ़ाव में कहीं ना कहीं वो गुरुओं के माध्यम संरक्षित होते होते आज हमारे तक यहाँ पहुँची है। और इस आधुनिक समय में हम देखें तो एक नया माध्यम इसमें जुड़ गया है, जो है डिजिटल माध्यम, जहाँ लोग विभिन्न तरीके से, जैसे चित्र है या ग्रंथों के PDF फाइल्स हैं और वीडियोज़ हैं, डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज़ हैं, साथ ही ऑनलाइन डांस एजुकेशन है। इसके थ्रू जो हमारी डांस नृत्य की जो परंपराएं हैं उनको संरक्षित करने का कार्य कर रही हैं। नृत्य के क्षेत्र में और क्षेत्र में डिजिटल संरक्षण का जो महत्व है वो एक नवाचार का एक तरीका, जहां नृत्य की जो पारंपरिक तत्व हैं और उनके जो सूक्ष्म रूप हैं उनको संरक्षित करने का प्रयास तथा अधिक से अधिक लोगों तक उसको पहुंचाया जा सके, ऐसा एक माध्यम, डिजिटल माध्यम जो आज हमें यहाँ पे उपलब्ध हो पा रहे हैं। और साथ ही नृत्य का वैश्विक स्तर पर किस तरीके से उसको हम प्रेजेंट करें या विस्तार करें ताकि अधिक से अधिक लोग उनको जान सकें, ये सब आज डिजिटल माध्यम के द्वारा ही पॉसिबल हो पा रहा है। साथ ही इसमें व्यवसाय से रिलेटेड भी हमें बहुत सारे ऐसे अवसर हमें मिल रहे हैं जिससे लोग ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन दे रहे हैं। साथ ही साथ ट्यूटोरियल के माध्यम से भी अपने जो भारतीय नृत्य परंपरा है उनके सूक्ष्म से सूक्ष्म जो बेसिक टेक्निक्स होते हैं उनको साझा कर रहे हैं और उनसे हम सभी अवगत हो रहे हैं। और जो लोग इनको नहीं जानते हैं वो भी इसकी ओर अपना रुझान और जो जागरूकता है वो भी हमें उसमें भी हमें वृद्धि देखने को मिल रही है। इसके अलावा न सिर्फ भारतीय सांस्कृतिक परंपरा बल्कि वैश्विक स्तर पर भी जो सांस्कृतिक परंपराएं हैं या वहाँ पे जो आयोजन या समारोह होते हैं उसके साथ भारतीय परंपरा का आदान प्रदान भी डिजिटल माध्यम के द्वारा ही हो पा रहा है, जो शायद ही हमारे इस नृत्य परंपरा को संरक्षित करने का एक अच्छा माध्यम है। ना कि हम उसको एक ऐसे देखें कि वो नृत्य परंपरा जो है कि स्तर गिर रहा है, बल्कि एक पॉजिटिव साइड भी है कि हम अपनी परंपरा को डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पर कैसे उसको संरक्षित कर प्रचार प्रसार कर रहे हैं। इस डिजिटल संरक्षण के कई विभिन्न रूप हैं, जैसे डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज बनाई जा रही है विभिन्न विश्वविद्यालय के ऊपर या किसी नृत्य संबंधित विद्वानों की जीवनी के ऊपर, या साक्षात्कार हैं या व्याख्यान है, इस तरह की डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज बनाकर उनको डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पर साझा की जा रही हैं। साथ ही वेबसाइट वगैरह जिसमें कि पर्टिकुलर किसी यूनिवर्सिटी की वेबसाइट है या व्यक्तिगत है या संस्थागत वेबसाइट है, उसमें नृत्य संबंधी विभिन्न ग्रंथ साहित्य वगैरह को साझा किया जा रहा है, ताकि हम आज जो पढ़ रहे हैं बच्चे, जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, रिसर्च स्कॉलर्स हैं, वो सब उन चीज़ों को उसमें से भी कलेक्ट करते हैं और देखते हैं। शायद वहाँ तक हम नहीं पहुँच पाते हैं कई बार समय की कमी होने के कारण या कुछ और भी कारण हो सकते हैं, तो हम ऑनलाइन उन चीज़ों को देखते हैं, पढ़ते हैं। और कुछ ऐसे प्राचीन चित्र भी हैं जो शायद हम ऐसे नहीं देख पाएँ, तो डिजिटल माध्यम है जहाँ पे वो उपलब्ध होते हैं, तो हम उन चीज़ों को देखते हैं और उनको कहीं ना कहीं हम आगे के लिए, वर्तमान के लिए भी और भविष्य के लिए भी उनको संरक्षित कर पा रहे हैं। इसके अलावा वेबिनार और कार्यशाला भी ऑनलाइन माध्यम से किया जा रहा है, जैसे कि आज भी ये है जो कार्यक्रम, ये ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन दोनों हो रहा है, तो ये संरक्षित हो रहा है नृत्य परंपरा का, जिसमें जैसे कि यहाँ पे तो लोग हैं ही जुड़े, साथ ही दूर दूर भी लोग जो जुड़े हैं वो ऑनलाइन माध्यम से जुड़कर इस कार्यक्रम का आनंद ले रहे हैं। ऑनलाइन नृत्य शिक्षाएं हैं और विभिन्न मल्टीमीडिया ऐप्स हैं जिनके थ्रू इसका संरक्षण हो रहा है। अंत में यही कहूँगी मैं कि आधुनिक युग में डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म ने नृत्य के क्षेत्र को एक नई दिशा की ओर अग्रसर किया है, जहां वर्तमान में ग्रंथों, दस्तावेजों, साहित्य, नृत्य प्रदर्शन तथा अन्य विभिन्न नृत्य संबंधी सामग्री को वैश्विक स्तर पर प्रसारित किया जा रहा है, जहां डिजिटल संरक्षण द्वारा शास्त्रीय नृत्य के प्रति लोगों का रुझान, जागरूकता में भी वृद्धि देखने को मिल रही है। और यही डिजिटल माध्यम से लोग संस्थान व ऑनलाइन माध्यम से शिक्षा ग्रहण करने में सक्षम हो पा रहे हैं। इसके अलावा डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म ने शास्त्रीय नृत्य को वैश्विक दर्शकों तक पहुंचाकर सांस्कृतिक आदान प्रदान को भी बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं। यह आदान प्रदान सांस्कृतिक परिदृश्य को समृद्ध और विस्तार प्रदान कर रहा है। हालांकि यहाँ पारंपरिक कला रूपों के जो मूल तत्वों हैं उनको संरक्षित करने के लिए जो चुनौतियाँ या प्रभाव हैं उनको ध्यान में रखते हुए आगे बढ़ना आवश्यक है, ताकि वर्तमान और भविष्य की जो पीढ़ियां हैं उनके लिए नृत्य के जो पारंपरिक रूप हैं उसको संरक्षित कर उसको उनके पारंपरिक रूप में उन तक पहुंचाया जा सके। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Priyanka. Digital India is one of the key dreams of Viksit Bharat 2047 agenda, and I am so glad that you took up this topic. Next speaker, next presenter is Mr. Isuru Rushan Kaputua. Sorry if I'm pronounced. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but until Mr. Isuru fixes his technical issue, I would like to call upon Ms. Abhasika Bhari to present her paper. Isuru, please try to get it on the pen drive itself so that it is easy.
Shri Guru Nama. Myself Abhashika, and I'm past masters from BHU itself. My sincere pranams to everyone, and I would like to thank Faculty of Performing Arts. I would like to thank Faculty of Performing Arts and everyone who is related with CTPA seminar. Today I'll be talking about how NEP 2020 has brought the dance and other art forms in mainstream, including the innovative ideas to enrich the dance education. Everyone, we all are aware of the fact that Guru Shishya Parampara has played an important role in the art education and training of art forms like be it dance, music, instrumental, or any other folk forms. Basically, it is an oral tradition where knowledge is passed from Guru to Shishya. It has some important benefits which resulted to its success from then to now, as it focuses on personalized learning, spiritual growth, cultural presentation, and holistic development, which is a very important point we took in NUP as well. With time, a lot many technical advancements took place that impacted each and every field, and dance is of no such exceptions. Most importantly, it increased the accessibility and it helps diversifying the teaching methodologies and accessibility. It is not now solely dependent on personalized interaction, but online meeting and platforms like that can help us now to teach anywhere across India and abroad. Now, I would like to connect some dots between Guru Shishya Parampara with the Revolutionary Education Policy 2020. Both of it focused on holistic developments, as I said before. With the revolutionary education, personalized learning, guiding the best according to their abilities, talking about dance, it is no longer seen as a co-curricular activities, but rather a part of education. I would like to show some light on that IIT Bhubaneswar. It is the first IIT to include ODC in its curriculum in BTech. And in short, I would like to brief all the important points, education policy, and how it helps dance and includes it. It is said that art and integration, cross-curricular pedagogical approaches, holistic and multidisciplinary education. It also aimed to make multidisciplinary education research universities, that is MERU, to do so. And also the introduction of STEM. To complete in global level, innovative teaching techniques are needed for ensuring quality education, like creative environment, teaching self-expression, use of advanced technologies like AR, VR, haptic devices, AI mobile tracking devices to teach and help people with special physical needs. But I wrote some points how NEP affected and helped dance pedagogy and technical advancements and how it helps. But there are some challenges as well. They are very expensive and it has some technical limitations, like if delay in haptic devices, the feedback, it can disrupt the real-time effect, leading to the lack of rasa nishpatti in audience. Heavy headset devices and haptic suits can challenge the movement of dancers. Wearing VR glasses blocks the drishti movements and also leading to the lack of facial expressions. While VR users are in visual created world, which increases the risk of real world awareness, resulting in collision or fall during intensive dance movements. Lack of some same depth of corrections and emotional support as humans. Indian classical dances are not yet translated into virtual settings. Such devices can hamper the traditional choreographies. That is it from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abasika, for focusing on the hot topic, which is the need of the hour. Now I request Isuru once again to present his paper.
I1. Good morning, everyone. I am Isurushan Kapuduka from a PhD scholar in Kathak dance from Banaras Hindu University. Today, my research topic is a significant new approaches to lighting for contemporary Kathak choreography. Introduction. In this research, new approaches to lighting have been studied to enhance the mood, Angika, Satvika and Aharya Abhinaya of the choreography when performing contemporary Kathak dance and traditional Kathak dance on a proscenium stage. The role of innovative lighting has also been studied, as well as the importance of lighting media in creating the dancers' mood, movements, and enhancing the audience emotional feeling. For this study, I applied to the qualitative research method, phenomenological methodology, and visual contextual analysis were used to conduct this research study. And data was collected from the two sources, written sources about Kathak dance book, about contemporary dance, and about lighting book. Other sources, traditional Kathak dance and contemporary Kathak dance show, dance video and photos. Result and analysis. Explored by research study, in the early days, dim lighting such as lamp, candles or torch were used for Kathak dance. Their main purpose was only illuminate the dancer. As this dance tradition evolved through various eras to the modern proscenium stage, the illuminate also adapted accordingly. Will the dancers' movement, facial expressions, and body language communicate emotion and meaning? Contemporary dancers used lighting to create an emotional dialogue between the audience and the dancers in their choreography. Innovative lighting approaches used in present. First one, color application. In modern Kathak dance, the use of color has become a popular tool for lighting design. Color express emotions. For example, the color red can express love. When a dance expresses emotion through a Satvika Abhinaya, the emotion is further intensified by using red light. Second, lighting for mood and emotion expressions. Lighting can be used to direct the direction, incentive, and behavior of light and the influence. The way of performance is performed in space. Diffuse light is used to create reflective modes. Third one, silhouette and shadows, shadow play. This technique can be created by manipulating the direction and intensity of the light. The features are not visible in detail to the stream of light directed behind the dancers or the background. Only their shapes are conveyed to views and combine technology and projection at ambition and atmospheric lighting, environment lighting, and site-specific installation. Discussion. The research study suggests that will in the past the purpose of lighting was to illuminate the dancer. In present, lighting has become an important tool and enhance narrative depth of dance and convey the emotional movement of the performance. New lighting approaches influence choreographers and dancers toward the realization of creations, thereby providing creative possibilities for the interpretation of meaning for the audience. As the Kathak dance tradition continues to evolve, lighting plays an important role in bridging the gap between tradition and modernity. Lighting is used as a strategic factor to maintain quality in choreography and also to attract the different audience. This is my reference. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Isuru. Well, I so much agree with you. The mood lights have even entered the home decor these days, and there are plethora of options definitely for auditorium as well, which would rather enhance our performances. And we also have amongst us Dr. Sangeeta Ghosh ma'am from Kashi Vidyapeeth, our local professor. We welcome you, ma'am. She is the coordinator for the musicology technical sessions. Next, I would like to call upon Ms. Shivani Kashyap. Before we proceed with the session, I request our head of the department, Dr. Vidhi Nagar, to honor Dr. Sangeeta Ghosh ma'am with the memento and the shawl. As I said, Dr. Sangeeta Ghosh is a professor of vocal in Kashi Vidyapeeth, and she'll be the coordinator for the musicology session of today. Thank you, ma'am. It's our pleasure to have you here amongst us today. Thank you so much, ma'am. We look forward to hear from you in the musicology session. Now I would call upon Shivani Kashyap to present her paper.
यहाँ उपस्थित सभी गुरुजनों एवं गुरुजनों को मेरा सादर प्रणाम. Good morning everyone. My name is Shivani Kashyap and I am an alumni. I have completed my masters in dance from Banaras Hindu University. I am honored to present my research paper at this international seminar on current trends in performing arts, and my topic is Scope of Artificial Intelligence in Dance Technique Improvement and Assessment, a study based on Indian classical dances. Artificial intelligence, AI, is a new technology, an invention of this era that can be used in almost every field, including the performing arts. The field of Indian classical dances, encompassing ancient traditions like Kathak, Bharatanatyam, and Odissi, has long been revered for its technical intricacies and aesthetic appeal. These classical dances have their own basic sets of movements which are used to choreograph a whole piece. For example, in Kathak dance, there are the car foot movements, chakkar, spins, and hastak, hand gestures, which are combined to form a composition. And during the pandemic, we all have faced difficulties in learning and teaching. Teachings were solely based on online video calls, and it was hard to watch each and every individual's body movements. In this case, there is a huge gap, especially in online classrooms. We need a platform or software where one can check their techniques, as it is necessary to practice right in order to perform right. And now, I would like to share these AI-based platforms. First one is Dancing Insight. This is one teacher AI-based tutor. And the second one is the Living Archive. It provides choreography inspirations based on performance archives. This is Learning Cycle in Dancing Insight. It provides video-based learning and real-time correction. And then Feedback is given by AI tutor and human teacher, and the student then do reflections and modify their steps and then practice again. And now, methods of dance learning and assessment using AI technology. Virtual dance classes, encouraging distance learning while utilizing AI to provide personalized instructions and feedback. Dance analysis software, as previously seen Dancing Inside, which provides minute correction details such as angles and body positioning and stature, which is very useful. Dance games and simulations. This one is especially important for learners of young age and specially able individuals, creating activities and exercises solely based on their age and needs. Personalized dance learning plans. AI identifies weak areas of an individual, makes plans and exercises based on their needs, and continuously assess their progress in real time. And now I will focus on the challenges. Limitations of AI in understanding nuances of Indian classical dances. This is one of the major challenges that over-reliance on AI-generated choreography can lead to a mechanization of dance. Each movement in our culture carries a bhav, and AI system currently lacks the capacity to understand and replicate human emotions. Ethical considerations. There is a possible threat that non-dancer AI developers could use the dancers' embodied knowledge and can earn profit from them. There is a scope for further research in this emerging AI technology in the field of Indian cultural dances. We need to develop models considering the core essence of Shastri and Nritya, and for this, we need a collaboration between professional gurus, choreographers, and AI technologists. And in the end, I would like to conclude with a statement. AI should be used to support, to understand, and to enhance the art form, and it should not be a replacement of an artist. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shivani. Thanks, a special personal thanks, because the next presenter is myself, and what I am going to discuss is very much useful, and I can take forward from here, from where you left. So. Namaste, everyone. I am Naga, and what I am going to discuss today is about addressing unintentional plagiarism in performing arts research by resolving citation and technical errors in ethical research. Research in performing arts often requires a balance between creativity and academic rigor. However, researchers frequently encounter difficulties in ensuring proper citation, paraphrasing, and adherence to formatting guidelines. So this actually leads to citation errors, and that is the limitation of plagiarism detection tools as well. And this paper examines the multifaceted nature of unintentional plagiarism in performing arts scholarship by identifying some common pitfalls and suggesting best practices. This study aims to provide actionable solutions for improving academic writing and fostering ethical research practices. The challenge of unintentional plagiarism. Not every one of us intend to write the papers with plagiarized content, but sometimes unintentional plagiarism do arise, and it happens from a combination of factors such as citation errors and lack of familiarity with citation tools and inadequate understanding of paraphrasing techniques. So what I would like to discuss today is about some common errors that happen during citation and formatting. One is the manual errors in writing citations, which is it actually increases the risk of formatting inconsistencies itself. What
when we try to cite something manually without using citation tools, there is often we skip certain things that we actually intend to cite, but it has skipped, and that is when we get plagiarism detection. So these kind of errors are one type, and failure to cite photographs. For example, if you have taken certain photograph and you are including that in your research paper, in this PowerPoint, where what I am showing is the photo that I have taken by myself, and I am noting that in a note that this was taken by the researcher as a primary source and it is not a internet reference. It is not wrong to use the internet sources, but when you use, you have to cite it. That is what we usually not do, and that comes under plagiarism detection. And neglecting footnote citations. Um, it is not that I am an expert. I have always done my mistakes and I have learned from them. These screenshots are original plagiarism detected in my own papers, which I have collected and I am trying to explain to you. So this is a book title called Inscriptions of Early Gupta Kings. I have written the name. I have not copied anything, but I have mentioned that this is the book I have referred to, and directly, since I am using the title itself, it will detect as plagiarism. So what is the best practice is whenever you are quoting an author's textbook or book along with their edition and everything, in the brackets you have to cite this and add the reference. That is one thing. And the next thing that I have to explain is the direct description without citation. So it happens sometimes that you visit museum, you observe sculptures, or you visit some library, you observe something, and you don't intend to copy what they are saying. But when you see a sculpture, there is a description of that sculpture given below. You write it down as it is, and you actually describe what it is in your book. That is actually detected in plagiarism. This is the blunder that I did in my own research. And there was a Shiva sculpture in the National Museum, below which wonderful description of the sculpture was given. So I used my own picture and wrote the description as it is given in the museum. Note that this description is not given in the internet, but the museum placard which is stuck on the wall, and the citation detection software will detect this as a citation. It showed me that this is the National Museum's description that you are using. So this is not wrong, but when you are using exact phrases, one good practice is to use double quotes for the entire paragraph and in the bracket cite this. Okay, this is one best practice. So misunderstanding paraphrasing. This is something I am also still learning. Paraphrasing is not really easy. It has a lot of catchy things in it. You just cannot shuffle the words to make it a paraphrase. You actually describe it in your own words, but even then, sometimes plagiarism detects it. That is because you are not using that explanation with your logical flow. You have one logic in your research paper which you are trying to explain, and suddenly this comes up as an addition, which is not at all matching with your logic. That also is a poor paraphrasing. I am also still learning and I have not mastered it, believe me. But I would like to explain this one, that try to do paraphrasing along with the logic of your paper and not add it as an additional thing. And lastly, what I would like to highlight is addressing the issues like, how do I address these issues is one is by adopting citation tools. There are citation tools like Zotero, Mendeley and EndNote. Mendeley and EndNote are paid softwares, and Zotero is an open source software. It is a very good platform where you can actually enter the details of all the books, journals, e-proceedings, magazines, newspapers, gazetteers, or anything, any kind of print matter. You add it and save it. It is saved in your cloud wherever. Even if you change your laptop, your location, you're browsing somewhere, just log into Zotero online and you can actually get back all the books, and you just have to cite using the click and drop and drag and drop, which is a very useful tool, and it is free of cost. This actually helps by citing. You don't have to do it manually. So whatever you have cited automatically gets added to your thesis in the end of the document by one click. So this is a very important thing. And understanding citations styles. Often we don't refer to the primary source of manual to understand the citation style. We just open our senior's thesis and just copy the formats. Sometimes they might have done a wrong formatting which will carry forward. So in order to avoid this, go to the original manuals of MLA edition, original manuals of APA edition. It is there available on the internet, and take the formats from that only. And yeah, another good practice is to use disclaimers, as Shivani was discussing. See, AI is inevitable today, and it is very useful also. When you don't have to completely negate using AI, because that empowers you so much and you can use it much better. So how do you use it? How judicially you use it is actually when I attended the Ville seminar in BHU, that happened in the agriculture. They suggested that add a disclaimer saying AI, if you are using it for the language model, language remodeling or grammar mistakes, mention that as a disclaimer that this paper has been, the grammar, AI tool has been used to correct the grammatical mistakes in this paper for the language model and not content generation. This is one option that all the journals, including Scopus, however, they have their AI tools to generate how much you have used. Even AI tools mention whether you have used it for the language or content generation. There are two distinct reports given by highlighting them in different colors. So this is considered by Scopus journals also. So use your AI, but know how to use it. That is very important. And lastly, understanding plagiarism detection tools. Yeah, there are a number of free tools online. Please don't go by them. Use authentic tools like Drillbit or Turnitin or Authenticate. Sometimes there are pirated tools also which just take your paper. They say that they claim that you can generate free plagiarism reports, but sometimes they actually steal your papers and publish, and you might have to lose your original content. So to conclude, what I would like to say is, yeah, you can't learn it all at once. Step by step, you can definitely do it. And in this paper, I just want to give you some suggestions where you can really make use of technology and write, ethical research without plagiarism. Maybe 100% plagiarism-free papers is the aim that we all would want to achieve. Yeah, that's it. I would like to conclude. Thank you.
Grammarly, professional Grammarly is well accepted everywhere.
Yes, Grammarly is mainly for grammar rather than, it won't detect
It won't detect.
citations.
It's AI powered, but it won't.
Yeah, AI powered grammar tool more than plagiarism.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about the Grammarly, quote unquote, that Grammarly software.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
It's AI powered. Also, it can help you in grammar.
True,
correction,
true.
and
There is also word-wise. There are a lot of tools which helps with grammar.
Grammarly is well accepted.
Yes. But for plagiarism, I was telling about the plagiarism report itself.
You mentioned that we use AI for grammar correction.
Right, correct. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Well, I would like to request. First, I would like to request Dr. Anjali Mishra ma'am to summarize or give her remarks on the papers presented today.
यहाँ पर पधारे हुए सभी गुरुजनों को मेरा प्रणाम। और देख पा रही हूँ आज यहाँ पे मेरे जैसे मैं भी कभी यहाँ पर ऐसे ही सेमिनार हॉल में हम बैठा करते थे और हमारे सीनियर्स के प्रेजेंटेशन हुआ करते थे। तो बहुत खुशी हो रही है आप सभी को यहाँ पे देख के, और उसी उत्साह और ऊर्जा के साथ आप लोग बैठे हुए हैं, तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। तो ज़्यादा समय ना लेते हुए मैं शुरू करूँगी। सबसे पहले मिस्टर भट्टाचार्य, उनका यहाँ पर प्रेजेंटेशन हुआ था रिसर्च पेपर का। तो नाट्यशास्त्र के बारे में आपने बताया। नाट्यशास्त्र के बारे में बताते हुए आपने एक जो कुछ प्रैक्टिस का एक जिक्र वो किया था, डिटेल्स बताया था, कोई प्रैक्टिस के बारे में जिक्र किया था ये। हाँ, तो बहुत ही वो रेयर प्रैक्टिस है। तो मतलब बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आज भी लोग रिसर्च करते समय उसका मेंशन करते हैं, क्योंकि कई चीज़ें जो है नाट्यशास्त्र में वो हम बहुत ऊपर ऊपर की चीज़ें बस देख पाते हैं। जैसे सर बैठे हुए हैं हमारे सामने, होमवर्क सर से ही हमने जो है नाट्यशास्त्र के बारे में सीखा, चाहे वो कथक के हों या भरतनाट्यम के हों हमारे समय में। तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो छूट रही थी, मैंने देखा आपके पेपर में बहुत सारी चीज़ें आपने मेंशन की है। बहुत अच्छा आपका पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन था। हाँ, यस, हाँ। और नेहा कुमारी जी का था फोक डांस के ऊपर। तो एक फोक डांस उन्होंने मेंशन किया हुआ था वाइट एंड रेड में। तो मुझे याद आया कि श्रीलंका में जो मोस्टली ट्रेडिशन डांस में यूज़ करते हैं वाइट और रेड कलर, संथाल के उन्होंने फोक डांस का किया था वर्णन। और तो मैं चाहती हूँ कि उसमें जो है संथाल में जो है फोक डांसेस, उसमें और भी कई फोक डांसेस हैं जो बिल्कुल विलुप्त होते जा रहे हैं। तो मैं चाह रही थी कि वो फोक डांस भी आप जो है उसमें वो करके आए, मतलब उसमें भले आप थोड़ी डिटेल्स दीजिए पर उसको आप करिए। फिर मिस प्रियंका का था कि वो डिजिटल मोड में जो सेव कर रहे हैं हम डांस का, कहाँ पर है वो जी। तो काफ़ी अच्छा और एक नया सब्जेक्ट, नया टॉपिक मैं देख पा रही थी आपका। तो डिजिटल मोड में जब हम सेव करते हैं, जैसे वो सिखाने की भी बात होती है, तो इट्स वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट एक्चुअली, बहुत ज़्यादा डिफ़िकल्ट है। तो मैं मतलब यही कह सकती हूँ कि मैं प्रेयर करती हूँ कि आपका रिसर्च बहुत अच्छे से हो, क्योंकि बहुत मेहनत है इसमें, मैंने जहाँ तक देखा जो आपका प्रेजेंटेशन था। तो ऑल द बेस्ट आपको। और इसरो रुशान का लाइट सिस्टम के ऊपर था। अब मैं श्रीलंका में रहती हूँ, तो मैं चाहती हूँ कि थोड़ा मैं उसको सिंगली में बताऊँ। मैं इसरो के परफॉर्मेंस एक मम्मी बैलुआ लसनाई परफॉर्मेंस एक मैं मटितिनो पोड्डाकर मुखा खरी वीडियो में चुट्टा पेन्न तिब्बना लसनाई ने वीडियो एकत्ते के देंगे और आलू सब्जेक्ट का आपने सब्जेक्ट के हम दान ना यूनाटर आलू सब्जेक्ट के निसा पोड्डाकर मुखा खरी वीडियो का तिब्बना हवे इंटरेस्टिंग एक तिब्बा। अब मैं आपको सबको ट्रांसलेट कर देती हूँ मैंने क्या बोला उसको। मैंने ये बोला कि उनका प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत अच्छा था, बहुत अच्छे मैनर में उन्होंने किया, जो भी था रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी उन्होंने बताया, कंक्लूजन बताया, डिस्कशन बताया, सारी चीज़ें उन्होंने बताई। लेकिन अगर वो एक वीडियो क्लिप उसमें कर देते तो वो मतलब ज़्यादा समझ में आता, क्योंकि नया सब्जेक्ट है, नया रिसर्च टॉपिक है। तो फिर था यहाँ पर आभाषिका जी का डांस एजुकेशन के ऊपर। तो इसके लिए मैंने थोड़ी सी चीज़ें नोट की, क्योंकि मैं भी साइकोथेरेपी से तो हूँ, इसलिए होलिस्टिक अप्रोच का आपने कहीं पे जिक्र किया हुआ था, जिसको हम साइंस में मेटाफिजिक्स और पॉजिटिव साइकोलॉजी के अंदर में मतलब उसके अंदर इंक्लूड होता है। तो इसमें जो आपने टेक्निक ये की थी, तो मैं चाहती हूँ उसमें जो मिरर टेक्निक होता है, यस सॉरी, मिरर टेक्निक होता है ना, वो आप उसमें थोड़ा सा देखिएगा। और अटूनमेंट होता है कि जैसे लाइफ के गुरु जो हैं अपने शिष्य को कोई भी चीज़ देते समय वो अपने आशीर्वाद के साथ देता, तो दैट इज़ द अटूनमेंट, वो आपको हर चीज़ में मिलेगी। तो अटूनमेंट और मिरर टेक्निक वो आप थोड़ा सा नोट कर लीजिए। फिर था शिवानी जी का AI टेक्निक के ऊपर। तो बहुत अच्छी बात आपने बोली लास्ट में कि वो आर्टिस्ट को तो रिप्लेस किया नहीं जा सकता, एकदम सही। हम हर चीज़ों को जो है सपोर्ट के लिए यूज़ करते हैं, जो भी नई टेक्निक आ रही है हमारे, इसलिए हम कहते हैं कि वो सर्च नहीं, वो रिसर्च है। क्योंकि सारी चीज़ें तो सर्च हो चुकी हैं, फिर से हम उसको रिसर्च कर रहे हैं। तो बहुत अच्छी बात आपकी लगी मुझे कि आर्टिस्ट को नहीं किया जा सकता मतलब रिप्लेस, लेकिन हम सपोर्ट ले सकते हैं, कॉपरेट कर सकता है वो कोई काम के लिए। फिर लास्ट में आपका था जी, बहुत अलग टॉपिक है और मैं ज़्यादा इसके बारे में, मैंने सोचा कि मैं सीधा आपको बताऊंगी, आप थोड़ा इधर आ जाए। बहुत ही अच्छा टॉपिक था आपका, जो आपने उसके बारे में बताया कि जैसे डिटेक्ट होता है, हम कोई भी डेटा कलेक्शन लेते हैं, फिर वो डिटेक्ट हो रहा है कि ये यहाँ से लिया गया है। तो उसमें क्या होता है, उसमें एक अच्छी बात है कि हम जब डेटा कलेक्शन करते हैं, तो जैसे हम हिंदी में लिख रहे हैं रिसर्च की कोई भी किताब, तो भूमिका में तो हम लिख देते हैं कि हम यहाँ से यहाँ तक का ही लिखेंगे, क्योंकि कई बार हमारा टॉपिक देख के लगता है कि हम बहुत बड़ा लिखने वाले हैं। लेकिन अगर हम लिख देते हैं, वो जो प्रस्तावना होता है, भूमिका होती है, उसमें हम सारी चीज़ें जो खोलने में आसानी हो जाती है। बात बताइए कि वो डेटा कलेक्शन के टाइम हम जो प्रॉब्लम फेस करते हैं, तो डेटा कलेक्शन के समय क्या होता है कि उसका एक, आपने सारी पॉजिटिव साइड्स बताई यहाँ पे, नेगेटिव साइड ये भी है कि कई लोग एज इट इज़ कॉपी कर लेते हैं। हाँ, एज इट इज़ कॉपी कर लेते हैं। कई लोग क्या करते हैं, कॉपी करते हैं लेकिन उसमें अपने विचार भी रखते हैं कि मेरे विचार ये हैं, इन्होंने ये लिखा है लेकिन मेरे विचार ये हैं। तो मैं चाह रही थी कि 2-3 और पॉइंट्स में आप इंक्लूड कर दीजिए। बहुत अच्छा था, आपका नया टॉपिक है, तो आई डोंट हैव एक्चुअली मतलब मोर वर्ड्स बोलने के लिए, तो थैंक यू सो मच। तो आप सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your thoughtful feedback. We will definitely work upon it. Now I would like to call Ms. Pranita Bhivaji Rama, ma'am, to give her feedback on the papers presented today.
आप सभी को मेरा प्रणाम। I'll give an overview about all the papers because we have limited time. Some of you, your papers have been very concise and straight to the point. But as for Neha Kumari, just as Anjali said, you could have added some more dance forms to it so that you could have like showcased it in a more broader manner. And concerning the digital protection, what we could have implemented more in this is that the